Welcome to Teague Walks. I'm your host, Teague Hunter. Today we're in the NoMad district of New York City, about to walk the Fifth Avenue Hotel with the owner, Alex Ohebshalom. Let's go meet him. How are you, sir?
How are you, my friend?
Good to see you.
Good
Thanks
to
for having us
Absolutely.
today. Busy city, beautiful hotel.
Madness in the city always, but yeah, we're here at the Fifth Avenue Hotel.
Let's go see it.
Come on in, yeah.
I like this turtle. This is great. This is great.
So just locationally, we're on the northwest corner of Fifth Avenue and 28th Street in the NoMad district in New York. This building actually has some really rich history. Dates back to the 1800s. It was a mansion to the Goodrich family. A couple decades later, it got converted into the Second National Bank of the United States. McKim, Mead and White were the architects of that era. 1978, we acquired the property.
We, the family.
Your family at an auction, not me. A couple decades later, we went through a Landmarks Preservation Committee public hearing. They gave us permission to restore the mansion building, including the facade. We beautified, and just restored all the structure. So they gave us permission to demolish everything behind the historic wall and build a new 24-story tower above us. We're standing right now in the new construction.
Awesome.
Right, so two structures, one old, one new, and they encompass about 153 keys. Big, beautiful variation of room types and suites. But the story really starts with the interior designer, Martin Brzezinski. I call him often the master of the grand modern fantasy. He brought the concept, my brand theme, to life of the flaneur, a curation, an amalgamation of all these very, very beautiful and rare objects, antiquities, and furniture from all over the world. We're standing in front of these two, really beautiful cabinets, and they're full of all these, beautiful wonders, a lot of high and low. This beautiful, upholstered couch, and in front of it, this 1950s Murano glass table, very, very rare. We've got the double high ceiling, crystal, chandeliers, a lot of really special millwork. And then, of course, the focal point is this tapestry done by a really famous artist, Pei White. It takes her about 2.5 years to complete each one, and it's meant to provoke curiosity. Every time that you see it, you're kind of exploring and discovering some new element of it.
What is this saying about you, Alex? I mean, that is embodying or artistically you.
Yeah.
I can feel it.
I appreciate craftsmanship. I appreciate not cutting any corners.
Every inch is thought through.
It's the details, right?
Details.
Yeah.
I'm not going to add up the dollars in my head of what I know, but this is special. This is unbelievable.
Thank you.
This is exciting.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
What's next?
We're headed over to Cafe Carmellini now.
Let's go. Wow.
Yeah. It's quite the showstopper. I mean, we're very proud of
You're
it.
not messing around with anything you're doing.
No.
Why? And what are we trying to accomplish here?
So we're in the historic mansion building, Cafe Carmellini. It's the namesake of the chef, Andrew Carmellini. We wanted to find a really special, profound, thoughtful way to marry French and Italian cuisine. It's fine dining, but it feels warm and inviting and approachable. We really wanted to capitalize on the architecture here, right? We repurposed these Juliet balconies that you see all around you.
Those were there.
Those were there.
Because this was a mansion.
This was a
someone's
mansion,
house.
correct. We wanted to bring back theater in a way, almost like operatic. So those tables up there are private, and so guests can go up there and enjoy and kind of look down, and it's a little bit, you're separated.
That is gorgeous.
That's a Molteni kitchen suite. The chef himself, Andrew Carmellini, spent a couple weeks in France designing that kitchen suite. Most of the food is prepped up here, for this dining room.
Sure.
Again, we have a 3,000 square foot kitchen down below us, and that's really servicing all room service, catering, and events. But behind us, really, really special bar, mainly because we brought the artwork back in here. There's 9 pieces of glass, one behind the other, to make one panel, right? Gold leaf, really, really, yeah, painted. But again, the room speaks for itself. It's just very grandiose, really special architecture.
I mean, this feels like a real responsibility. I mean, right, this was an iconic building, this was a mansion, this was something. Here are the keys, good luck.
Totally a big responsibility, to kind of like carry along the heritage, the history. The goal from that perspective is, how do we create not only the next 5.5-star luxury brand, but like do it in a very timeless, thoughtful, iconic way. So now we're off into the portrait bar.
Portrait bar.
Portrait bar, yep. Feels like a library bar here, but it's meant to be more of like an extension of your living room, right?
And I'm imagining these aren't fake books.
No.
These are real books with real art pieces all around.
We handpicked every single one of these books. But again, going back to Portrait Bar, they had this concept of collecting portraiture from all over the world. Some blue chip, some found, at a thrift store, wherever it might be. Photographs, paintings, oil and canvas, the whole nine. I happen to love.
Yeah, which one's your favorite?
This one right here.
Let's hear. I get that.
Yeah, that's like, some people feel like this is like me in my nomadic days, traveling around Asia. That bearded man, which I love a lot. This is a pretty special piece. The portraiture of all, this family from, hundreds of years ago. So
I'm just thinking, we're surrounded by all these books in the name of your company, right? Flaneur.
Written by a French author, Charles Baudelaire.
So how does that, I'm just feeling it all in here.
Yeah, it goes back to the Fifth Avenue mansion collector who's traveled extensively and brought back with he or she objects, antiquities, right? You see all these like small sculptures and artifacts, and right, but they all have a place in his or her story. We want the guests to ask questions, right? It should be a very thought-provoking, curious aesthetic. To enhance that, amplify it even further, we built a duplex. So there's literally behind you a staircase that leads you up to the second level. Then the study and the conservatory. This looks nothing like what we saw downstairs. And up here is almost like the juxtaposition from a design perspective, with really beautiful upholstery on every wall, the ceiling work to elevate the space. Again, it has its own bar. We're delivering the same level of beverage and food. This was probably the toughest space for us to create. This was supposed to be an outdoor seasonal space. Feel like you're outside, but you're really, indoors. And so this is where guests can enjoy, just some privacy, breakfast, beautiful brunch in the afternoon, and some cocktails at night. So each beverage, has its own, story to tell as well.
So I'm not just getting an old-fashioned.
Exactly. But you can. We've got a huge, collection of really rare whiskeys, and again, several thousand bottles of really amazing Italian wine, martini ritual experience that we offer to the guests. You want to go see some sweets?
Let's do it.
Awesome. We have this amazing mansion building, with all of its architectural integrity. And then we have this new, modern tower. And so the challenge was, how do we make this feel, as iconic and timeless, right? But also bring in all of the right technology to make it seamless. But again, we're always going back to decor. We're going back to the aesthetic. Literally spent a good year with this mother of pearl inlaid bar cart. We did a partnership with Duxiana mattresses, but you're sleeping, sleeping in heaven. Beveled antique mirror behind every single bed, and all the spoils. We really wanted to spoil the guest.
Yet it's clear you're the artist of the two of us. Well, I was looking at things like, the bathroom and HVAC. I wonder how we got that in here. That's a unique design. Looking for a window unit.
Totally. Worth noting, what is 5.5-star luxury, right?
Yes.
That half star, people always wonder why you're saying 5.5 star. And it's really because we made a very ambitious, bold commitment to a butler program here. What do you want? When do you want it? How do you want it? We want to make it perfect for you. Indulging all the senses, whatever you need, all the time, whatever it might be. This is just the beginning, right?
Base.
This is base.
Sure it is.
Yeah, let's go.
All right, let's go.
Cool.
The mansion?
The mansion.
The mansion. I think I'm gonna like the mansion. Okay, who's this?
That is the author that we were discussing upstairs. This is Charles Baudelaire.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's our guy.
He is the inspiration behind this whole brand. And this is a very special commission. When you step out or away, you're kind of seeing the greater portrait, but as you look inside, you're kind of noticing all these fine details, right? Now we'll go upstairs. So, mansion corridor, this really beautiful inset carpet, and elevated from what we just saw, both in scope, size. You get the ceiling height up here. We're gonna take a look at one of these mansion suites.
This is great. This is great.
Thank you. Yeah, it's really, really special.
Being here, I can see and smell and touch and feel the 10 years of passion that's come through here. This is amazing. This is beyond my expectations. The definition, your words of 5.5 stars. Kudos to you, my friend.
Thank you so much.
I mean that sincerely.
Thank you. It was an absolute pleasure to do this with you. Thank you so much for everything. Yeah.
Pleasure's mine.
Absolutely.
Your passion, you're who you are.
Thank you.
This is amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you.